this is Andreas Moritz, and today I would like to discuss a topic that has very little to do with health per se, but more to do with our spiritual outlook to life. I'm receiving many questions with regard to trying to find the purpose of our life, our existence. Many people wonder why they are here and what their mission is in life. And although I cannot answer that question directly, I can perhaps shed some light on why we are here as a collective entity. That means all the beings on this planet together, and perhaps also a little bit to give you an idea why we are here individually. Collectively, I can only say to you that because we are like cells in a body, and currently we are perhaps 6-7 billion cells on the planet that somehow are associated with the surface of the planet, living on the surface and interacting with one another like billions of skin cells that keep the skin together. Like that, we are holding the planet together and giving purpose to planetary evolution and the ability of the planet to allow ourselves and the planet itself to move up a notch in integrity and joy and beauty. And beauty in that sense, not just that there are beautiful things to see on the planet, but for the planet to have a direct conscious interaction with all the beings that are on the surface, the skin beings that we call human beings. And so there's something that is happening on this planet right now where we collectively, as an entity, are allowing us and the planet to lift us up into a different dimensional experience that is not purely three-dimensional, but four-dimensional and eventually fifth-dimensional, if that is something we can even imagine. Fifth dimension is not something that we can conceive with our mind, so we could talk about it, but it wouldn't make much sense because it's not something we can fathom, because we're coming from a viewpoint where things seem to be materialistic, that seem to be concrete. We cannot really fathom so much what energy is because we cannot see it, but we can feel it. And so our sensory organs do give us some kind of sense that there is more to life than just the physical presence of our bodies on a physical planet. And if we know anything about quantum physics, we realize that physicality per se is, and physics speaks about physicality, there is something much deeper, and that is the quantum physics part of it, where there's energy and information, and that's basically what we are. We are beings of energy and information that have an I-ness to it, a sense of knowing, a sense of being, a sense of being conscious of things that are around us, of being interactive with other people. And what I consider one of the greatest meanings or purposes why we are here is to exchange love, to give something from us that is very unique. And love is always unique to the person who gives it. And every person has a way of sharing some part of themselves with someone else. And what I consider the purpose in life is to share love, to give your love and to allow other people to partake in it. And this can be done in many different ways, and it doesn't have to be anything big. many people say, what is my great mission in life? And I say, your great mission is to share your little love that you can have with anyone around you, and including the beings and the planet itself. So I personally, when I go into nature and I see a bug landing on my skin, I feel a tremendous amount of love for that being and for that entity and for that piece of creation, because it is absolutely marvelous to see how this little creature knows what it is doing. It is having a deep purpose, a profound purpose on the planet. Look at bees. Without bees, there would be no food for us. And now that we are using pesticides and chemicals that we spray into the air to produce more food on the planet, or we are trying to, that will destroy our bees. And so we're seeing now how dependent we are on the bees. Many people have never thought about these insects as how important they are. Dung beetles are absolutely astonishing creatures without which we could not have any life form on the planet. So we are starting to see that the little things are actually the most important things. And if we recognize that, it opens our hearts. And that is our purpose here, to open our hearts to what is, to see the plight that is happening around us, and to allow our hearts to open to that, to see other people when they are suffering, and to, if we can, offer our helping hand, to give some kind of assistance, even if it is just having a good, loving thought that we are sending to them. There are many things we can do when we walk down the street and we see people that are happy, that have a smile on their face, that are laughing. They don't really need our help as much, but we can certainly look at those that look miserable, that show anger on their faces, or that look sad. And what we can do is to, if we cannot have a visual contact with them, at least we can send them some form of love, some loving thoughts. We can ask the question in our heart, what is it that makes them so miserable and angry? And we will find that there is a reason that they have, that they have lost someone dear, they have lost a job perhaps, they're having financial difficulties, they worry about a child that they have that has become sick. There are so many reasons why people can feel distraught over their own existence, and if we find it in our heart to just share a little loving, caring thought with them, then that is our purpose in life. When we do this with little things, just by having a giving moment where we can share something of us with someone else, even without their knowing, then we are living our purpose. And it is enriching us, and it's enriching the planet, and it is allowing the planet to move up a notch to a level where eventually we will be living in a collective heaven, a place in time and space where the density of the three-dimensional existence has softened, has become less dense, less severe, less punishing, that the elements are interacting on a different level of energy, where there is more beauty and beauty in the perception of things, and that allows us to have more joy in our heart, because we see more joy reflected back to us from the physical presence of other people and also the planet itself, where we are able to simply by thinking and feeling, we will see more beauty coming back to us. And so this is something that we are heading toward, but each one of us needs to participate in it. And the way to participate is to do the little things that we do in life, like how we touch the earth when we pull a weed out of the earth. That there's always a possibility for us to put love into something that we do, even if it looks like it's something that is corrective, that is manipulative, something that needs to be done, as we often use that as an excuse. When we discipline a child, we can do that either with anger or we can do that with love. If we do it with love, it won't cause any harm, and then the reflection will back, that feedback, that echo that will come back to us will be actually opening our heart even more. So when we can deal with something in the environment that seems to be contrary to our wishful thinking, to our dreams, to our ideas, then that should not be misconstrued being against us, but actually be something that allows us to open our heart even more. And it allows us to share our love a little more with the world around us. So when you go to an airport and you see a miserable face looking at you, or someone making a snidey remark, criticizing you for whatever reason, then you can take that into your heart and say, I'm not responsible for what they think about me, but I'm responsible for how I react to it. And that is in your power. And when you exercise this power, you can see the pain in these individuals that are angry, that are sad. You can see their heart being shrunk, being tiny, and we can simply by smiling at them open up their heart instead of looking at them in another, like a reflective anger. We can reflect back to them something that is genuinely heartful, that is you're giving a piece of love, something that they can take home and they can think about, or they can feel it, and then they think, oh, I would like to be like that, because I don't want to be an angry person. I don't want to be nasty to other people. And so you never know how you can change someone's life. And a simple, a tiny little drop of love is never wasted. And I would encourage you to exercise this purpose in your life. That is the purpose, sharing your love. Thank you. These laws apply to both negative and positive. However, when something negative returns to us, it is not there to punish us, it is there to balance an old account.